continuing with Coleman's rational choice theory, we look at its foundations. So we see that there are two key elements in this theory. One, the individuals, whom we call as actors, and then the resources at their command, which may be produced by them, created by them, and which might be in excess of their needs, and something which is in excess of their needs, those could be exchanged with something which is in excess with other, let's say, individuals or entities. So resources, those are those things over which actors have control, and other people may also have interest in them. So others also have interest in them. So they have some interest in their own resources, and others may also have some interest in their resources. And that is how we see that surplus resources could be exchanged with the surplus resources at the disposal of the other party or other group or entity. So interaction of individuals leads to the system of action level developments. So we see that these actors, when they are acting, they have a purpose. Every action has a purpose, every action has a rationale, and that rationale is to maximize the realization of that goal, that let's say something which जो कि वो achieve करना चाहते हैं. So this results in interdependence, a systemic character. एक सिस्टम बन जाता है जिसमें कि ये लोग इंटरडिपेंडेंस हैं, और इनकी इंटरडिपेंडेंस जो है वो is taken care of by all the members of the group. So Coleman, though, has let's say strong faith in the rational choice theory, but still it has its limitations. So in reality, people may not always behave rationally. जैसे कि पहले बात हुई, अपनी तरफ से तो रैशनल किया है, रैशनल एक्शन लिया है, but it may not produce the expected results, and the whole action might be irrational. It might be because of the deficiency in the information or because of something else. But Coleman says is that my implicit assumption is that the theoretical predictions made here will be substantively the same whether the actors act precisely according to rationality as commonly conceived, or deviate in the ways they have been observed. So what he said is that their behavior is based on rationality, on the reasoning, on some kind of justification. They can give explanation for the justification of the action which they are taking. Now, in the norms of the society, that behavior may be a conformist behavior, or that may be a deviant behavior. Even deviant behavior has reasons to back it up. The person is, let's say, violating the norms, deviating from the norms of the society, and why is he doing it? Person might be having a rationale, some justification for that. So whether it is deviant or conformist, the logic comes, the rationality comes to its explanation. So therefore, we look at the micro as well as macro linkage. So from the combination of individual actions to the behavior of the system. So that is how we call it as systemic. So system also constrains the orientation of the individuals. If it is a system, then it has some rules and regulations, it has some norms. Those rules and norms have to be observed, and those rules and norms work as a measure of social control for the behavior of the members of the group. So we see that interest in micro and his interest in micro as well as in macro relationships. So impact of individual actions on others' individual actions, and that is how we move from micro to macro level. So granting of authority, particularly at the macro level, the granting of authority and rights possessed by one individual to another. तो ये एक बात है कि राइट जो है जब दे दिया जाए किसी और को ऑन वन रिसोर्सेज, देन जिसको राइट दिया जा रहा है मे बी द पर्सन गेट्स upper hand, he gets the authority. So it leads to the development of subordinate, superordinate kind of relationships. So it creates the most basic macro phenomenon, an acting unit consisting of two people rather than two independent actors. So people, or ultimately it might take the shape of entity. Now this unit functions independently of the actors. It takes the decision. Maybe the individuals are contributing to them, but the decision is that of the group, that of the collectivity, that of the entity. So it takes priority over individual rational interests. So maybe इंडिविजुअल इंटरेस्ट को उसके बजाय कलेक्टिव इंटरेस्ट को प्रायोरिटी दी जाए, और क्यों दी जाए? अगेन rationality comes in. So it is rational for the functioning of the collective unit. So maybe the interests of the individual are sacrificed for the interest of the collectivity. So that's the rationale. So may have this approach may have deficiencies and can generate special problems, but whenever there are problems, then these individuals, these collectivities look for solutions. They sit together and go for solutions.